Before I start the video, I just want to remind you guys that this unfortunately will be a lot of background noise because of my new ceiling fan. The reason I have it on is because it is very hot in here and it's almost impossible to tolerate, so I turned it on. And if this unfortunately proves to be a distraction for you, I'm sorry. But anyways, hey guys, what is up? Here will be my first video in a very long time, unfortunately. Hope to change that in the future. Moving on, here will be a video about my day on June 14th. Why take me so long to actually make a video on this specific day? Well, on June 15th I was planning to make a video, but unfortunately I didn't get to it because I was very laid back. And then there was another day where I was actually planning to do the video, but unfortunately that was the day I was going to go on vacation, which I didn't know because I thought it was the day after that. So I was going to delay the video until I got home at the earliest, but I never got into it until the day this video was posted. So yeah, I don't want to delay any longer, so let's get started. On June 14th, I went with my mom and my older sister to Best Buy to get a gift for Dad, and my mom and my sister were making sure that we got the right product. So while that was taking place, I decided to go where the movies were and just browse. And one of the things I noticed was a Blu-ray Steelbook on sale that really caught my attention. And I basically, I just took notice of it. And then I said move on to a clearance bin, and they had a Blu-ray in there of a movie that had another Blu-ray in there that also had my interest, but I didn't buy them. So basically, I basically left the store with my mom and sister without buying anything. However, several minutes later, I decided to go back to the store and buy them, and boy was I glad I did that. So let me show you what I purchased. Alright, so the first video I'm going to show you is the Screwhead edition of Army of Darkness, which is the third and final installment of the original Evil Dead trilogy, directed by Sam Raimi, written by him and his brother Ivan Raimi, and of course stars Bruce Campbell as the one and only Ash Williams. I really liked this movie when I first saw it on TV. I think it was like I think I saw this film after I saw Evil Dead 2. I think I saw Evil Dead 2 on Netflix, and then I saw this I think on TV. And this just like Evil Dead 2, this movie is very fun. This one has horror elements in it. It's not really a horror comedy. It's really much more heavy on slapstick comedy than the second film. I don't know how it is I don't know how heavy it is on comedy compared to the first one because I still haven't watched it. I will. But anyways, I remember this movie being a lot of fun. It's very, very hot. It relies heavily on slapstick, but it's very well done. I think the movie is really funny. Once again, and of course as you expect from Raimi, it's very inventive in terms of camera tricks and also its humor and all of that. It has a very, very fun climax. There are some great lines in there, like "Hail to the King, baby," and "My name is Ash. Elsewheres." Wait, is that right? I haven't seen the movie for a while, unfortunately. But you know, this movie was a lot of fun. It has a lot of energy. It's very inventive, and it was a fun conclusion to a very popular trilogy. And actually, one of the features it has in there is, of course, the alternate ending. I've only seen bits of it. I really wish I was watching more features of films and, of course, other aspects of films on the internet, but I don't. I hope to change that. But anyways, yeah, this movie's a lot of fun, and I can finally finish out my collection of the entire trilogy. Yep, I own the entire trilogy on Blu-ray, and honestly, one thing's for sure, there will be a day where I watch all these films in a row in one day. Really hope so, because one thing's for sure, we owe a lot to these films. We really do. Ew. While I have yet to watch Evil Dead 2 is one of my favorite horror films of all time. One of my favorite horror comedies. Actually, I think it is my favorite. And Army of Darkness was a very solid conclusion and a solid follow-up to this. Alright, so let's go ahead and get to the Steelbook. This is a film that I've been wanting to buy on Blu-ray for a long time, but I just, for some reason, never got around to it until now. And I'm so glad I own it. But I really wish I owned the other two films. That is Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, the second installment in the Planet of the Apes reboot franchise. This one's directed by Matt Reeves, written by Rick Jaffa, Amanda Silver, and Mark Bombach, and of course, Andy Serkis reprised his role from Rise as Caesar. It also stars Gary Oldman, Jason Clarke, Cody Smith McPhee, Toby Kebbell, and Karen Konoval as Maurice. Toby Kebbell played the villain, Koba, who is my favorite villain in the franchise, without question. I really like Rise, and for me, Dawn was even better. And it's sad to know this wasn't that the production wasn't getting off to the best start, because Rupert Wyatt, the director of Rise, unfortunately didn't want to return because he said that was basically an accelerated production schedule. Although unlike most sequels, which usually come out 2 years after the previous installment, he had 3 years. But all right. So Matt Reeves took over, and I think he managed to make a film that improved upon the flaws of Rise. Sorry. I love this movie. This is actually one of my favorite blockbusters of the decade so far. I absolutely love the character of Caesar. I love how they develop him, and of course I love the arc he goes through in this movie. And actually the entire series in general, but I'll talk about that later. And I loved Koba. He was very compelling. So he had a great design. He had a very understandable motivation, and he was very intimidating, without question. The action sequences were fantastic, and I found it incredible that they managed to make something that sounds almost silly on paper work played straight. That's incredible. Yes, Rise did it, but I think Dawn helped solidify that. And also, Matt Reeves managed to take the series to a whole new height, managing to showcase a great morality on both the human side and the ape side, who are usually the main focus. And it managed to also, it wasn't afraid to go into dark places, both thematically and visually. And I gotta give a lot of credit to that. And especially this one, in some ways, almost feels like it's pushing the boundaries of PG-13 rating in some regards. Or maybe really more thematically, but who knows. I gotta watch it again. I haven't seen it since I saw it in the theater. And honestly, I really wish I saw Rise in the theater, because everyone talked about the scene when Caesar spoke the first time, saying, "No!" And it just caused everyone to go silent in the theater. That would have been incredible to experience in the theater, but unfortunately I never got around to it. Sad, because I do really like that film. And actually I saw the film on TV before I saw Dawn in the theater. And yeah, it was Dawn, Dawn was I thought it was a great experience watching Dawn in the theater. I was extremely engaged from beginning to end, and also there were some moments I found legitimately intense. No, it's incredible, huh? Yeah, and also of course I loved the climax between Caesar and Koba. It was beyond satisfying. And the special effects were even better, which is not surprising. I mean, 3 years later you expect them to get better, obviously. The apes looked more lifelike than ever. And of course performances were great, especially from the one and only Andy Serkis. I mean, he just brings such gravitas to the role of Caesar. He did absolutely fantastic job. And of course Weta Digital's work will never be ignored, because their work was also incredible. Not only for making the apes look lifelike, but also anything else that was created through special effects. They looked amazing. It looked real, strong, realistic textures, and honestly, you'd almost in some ways, I almost mistake it for an actual location. That's incredible. Matt Reeves managed to take the series to a whole new height. And of course he followed up on that with War for the Planet of the Apes, which, yes, I also loved. I'm still debating between War and Dawn for the best in the franchise. I'm still thinking about it. But on its own, War was a fantastic conclusion to a great trilogy. It had a solid villain, like Woody Harrelson's villain. I thought he was solid. Nothing amazing, but he was far from bad. Caesar was just as great of a character as he was before. The climax was fantastic. Bad Ape was hilarious. The special effects were, of course, amazing. And also, Amia Miller, who played the little girl, fantastic. Gave performance. I mean, it's really just a visual performance, but it's so effective, so emotionally effective, and it's just something well beyond her years. It's incredible. Wow. War for me was a fantastic conclusion to Caesar's story. Honestly, I really wish they weren't making any more films, because for me that would have been the perfect send-off for the franchise in general. Because, I'm gonna be honest with you, I cried. I did, I cried. I don't remember the last time I ever cried watching a movie in the theater. Oh wait. A Monster Calls. That was like months ago. It took a while. But one thing's for sure, I'm glad to see that War for the Planet of the Apes concluded the trilogy on a very high note, and it's without question one of my favorite trilogies of all time. It's sad that this is the only one of the prequel trilogy I own, but I can't wait to buy Rise and War on Blu-ray, because one thing's for sure, I need this. I need those films in my collection. Thank you, Rupert Wyatt, Matt Reeves, Rick Jaffa, Mandy Silver, Mark Bombach, Weta Digital, and 20th Century Fox for creating an incredible trilogy and for reigniting a franchise that was, before 2011, dead. Anyways, guys, that's a video on my day on June 14th. Comment below. Did you do anything on that day that was worth discussing? And did you see, like, what are your thoughts on Army of Darkness and Dawn of the Planet of the Apes? And what do you think of War for Planet of the Apes? Did you find it a satisfying conclusion or an unfortunate disappointment? And what do you guys think of the entire Caesar trilogy as a whole? And are you okay with them making more? I'm kind of, at best, I'm mixed. Hopefully they'll work. We'll have to wait and see. Thanks for watching, guys. Until the next video, see ya.